Greetings everybody, it's me again, yet with another video. It's Thursday, the 15th of January 2026. Yesterday I spoke about the importance of the believer to know what the enemy is doing. It's scriptural, it's biblical, it's not something that is just sucked out of the thumb. We're required to know what is going on. And unfortunately, there's believers who think that don't talk about politics, don't talk about international affairs, because that's nothing to do with the gospel. But if you look closely, the Bible actually warns us against what the enemy is doing, and it's important for us to know what he's doing. You know, recently President Trump of the USA invaded or went to Venezuela and captured the sitting president, Maduro, and everybody is now really talking about that, how wrong it is, how unconstitutional it is, how illegal it is. Yes, it is illegal in international law, and yet the American president has defenses for himself. And now things are really hotting up, because not only is he engaged with Venezuela and the oil there, he's also threatened Greenland, that he needs America to take over Greenland in order for their own security, world security. And then you've got a country like Denmark, which actually is kind of in charge of Greenland, saying that they are going to oppose any invasion of Greenland, and they've even got the policy to shoot first and then ask questions. And of the European Union, the EU, countries like France, Sweden, Denmark, Germany, etc., are obligated, according to their NATO agreements, to support each other in any hostilities towards any which one of them. And so France and Germany, as well as Sweden, have supported Denmark in being ready to actually go to war with the United States, which is very ironic, because the United States is also a NATO member along with them. And apart from that, you've got Cuba being threatened, Mexico being threatened, Iran is now in an uproar, and there's threats there. It's looking as if the United States is going to invade Iran and get involved there. Canada, of a sort, was also threatened, and Mexico. Now, this is where everybody's focus is on. But, you know, unfortunately, the whole reason why Trump is getting so hostile is not really what the media is telling people. It's about the Epstein files. He is implicated in the Epstein files and is motivated to block the information coming from the Epstein files. And this has been the process since 2024 and 2025. Now that in 2026 it's about to come out, suddenly Trump is an aggressor in the world, wanting to invade other countries, and in his own country, ICE is attacking citizens, asking for papers, etc., to expel anybody that is not a citizen in that country. So all of this is a distraction, because he doesn't want that information to come out, and so everybody's attention is now taken away from the Epstein files and all the dirt that's there, and is focused now on the international arena. Now, why am I saying this? To come back to my point. My point is that there's a lot of lies in society, in our modern society, and unfortunately lots of people are led down the garden path to believe everything. Now, the point is everything is not as it seems. It doesn't. Everything is not as it appears. So the point I want to make here is that also war is going to take place in America, and this is actually part of America's downfall. And this links up to what I said initially, that the believer needs to know what the enemy is doing. And the enemy is actually engaged big time in the United States of America. It's prophesied in the Bible, in the book of Revelations, specifically chapters 17 and 18, where there's reference to a mystery Babylon that's going to fall and be destroyed within an hour. And over the ages, people always were puzzled by this term mystery Babylon. But people like myself, I'm not the only one, claim that mystery Babylon is the United States of America. It's an empire that doesn't openly claim it's an empire, but it has over 700 military bases in the world, and it's dominating and bullying countries, as I mentioned to you, all the other countries. And why would God want to destroy and punish America in such a violent and cruel way? The impression that most people have is that America is a good country that has been engaged in missionary work, etc. But the punishment is due for them because they were involved in the transatlantic slavery. Secondly, they were involved in many wars in the world. They're warmongers. In the Second World War, both world wars, they were involved and claimed victory. Japan, they were very cruel to use the atomic bomb in Japan on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, where there was huge-scale destruction of human life. And in more modern times, this country has been involved in many wars. Just to name a few, Syria, Iraq, Afghanistan, Libya, Yemen, Palestine. All of these are current. And now, of course, threats to these countries I've listed to you, like Venezuela and Greenland. And as much as it would seem that they're not involved in countries in Africa, actually people like myself claim that they are, in terms of what is called mercenaries, proxy wars. So Congo, for instance, is devastated and cannot get off the ground and get stable because of countries that, like the United States of America, that interfere in that country because of its resources. So coming back to the question, then why would God be punishing America in this time and in going into the future? It's because they exported war to the world. And there's such a concept called karma or judgment, which actually means then that what you sow, you will reap what you sow. So they sowed war and warfare, and so they are going to reap. It's going to return for payback. In the Bible, the Lord says, vengeance is mine, I will repay. So a lot of bad things that have happened, it would seem that they got away with, but actually what is actually happening now in America and in the world is indication of God's judgment that is going to increasingly manifest in when we all see the destruction and vanishing of America. So remember that karma or judgment is not on just people and individuals, it's also on nations, peoples, and states. This is where a lot of people think it's only about individuals. No, payback is also for peoples who have perpetrated heinous crimes on other peoples, and it's time for payback. So on that not so promising or hopeful point, I'll end there and wish you have a great day further.